to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Maintaining our health, particularly our heart health, is very important to us as a family.
Your heart gives you time with family, time with community, time to pass down what matters. Protecting your heart helps keep those moments alive. A visit with a healthcare provider can be one step toward a healthier future. Learn more at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats. Your heart health is essential because your heart beats for generations.
If the statistics say that 1 in 3 Native women and 1 in 6 Native men have experienced sexual assault in their lifetime, it means our whole community is affected by sexual violence. 1 is too many. Don't stand by, stand up. Don't engage in acts of sexual violence and shut down the dirty jokes, the gossip, the victim blaming and shaming. As a community, we can change the way we respond. Contact the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition to attend a workshop to learn more.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
With your AM 950 weather, I am Patrick Lilia. Evening showers and thunderstorms possible with an overnight low of 67. Some thunderstorms could be severe. Then Thursday, sunshine with a high of 90. Don't miss the iconic Wicked. Experience the magic of the Orpheum Theater from July 8th through August 9th. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster and use code TGSWIK for 25% off select performances.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Howahhhhh. Hey, Kadagi, all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Well, we have a jam-packed show here today, and we're going to start out with our friend from Madison, Wisconsin, one of my favorite cities of all time. I think I would be living in Madison if I wasn't living here in the Twin Cities. I just love Madison. Kristie GoForth, Bikes for Kids in Wisconsin, our Native relative here, always coming on and spreading such great joy in the organization that you are a big part of and you run. And again, thank you so much for coming on.
My friend, great to see you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, a lot going on. And, you know, we always have new listeners out there. Yeah. And maybe you can explain a little bit about your organization.
Yeah, I'd love to. First, I just want to say congratulations on all the amazing work you're doing. And I know you just got awarded something amazing. So I just want to give props to you and creating this incredible platform for us. So thank you, Robert.
Well, I appreciate that. It's the Circle magazine. I am now the chief editor of
Yes.
the Circle magazine, which has been around since 1980, and I've been blessed to take it over. Uh,
Incredible.
it's not been running for about 4 months, and now I turned it into a magazine, and the first edition should be out this week. So
Oh my gosh.
I I really appreciate the flowers.
Oh, it's so exciting. And you're just keeping busy, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, yeah, thanks again for the space. And yeah, I run this cool nonprofit organization called Bikes for Kids Wisconsin. And what we're doing, we're on a mission to make sure that bikes are accessible to everybody, not just those who are fortunate enough to be able to afford them. And we don't just give bikes to kids, we give bikes to everyone. It's just kids are really critical. It's really important to learn to ride as a kid. And it's also a great way for kids to get outside. So yeah, we have an array of programming all around bicycles. So I'll tell you a little about some of our statistics that we just are kind of finalizing. Our fiscal year is ended yesterday. So I'm looking at some of those numbers. So we've now distributed 15,977 bicycles throughout Wisconsin, which is like an astronomical number. It's hard to even imagine. If you see 100 people on on bicycles and a group ride, it's like an ocean. So it's a pretty staggering amount of bikes, but I'm really awesome and just so proud of my team. They're just incredible. And then we also teach kids to be bike mechanics. So, and these are typically in underserved communities. So they really become a great resource to their friends and their families and even their neighborhoods as a bike repair person. When they graduate, they receive a set of tools. And then we did launch 2 new programs this year. This was a super aggressive year for us, I guess. I don't know why I do this to us, but it's because the community needs this, and all of our programs are community informed. So the first one was launched on June 2nd. It was called Meals on 2 Wheels. And we're collaborating with food pantries to provide groceries on e-cargo bikes with trailers to the people who cannot get there. So those are people with mobility challenges, financial instability, and transportation barriers. So I've got this whole crew of volunteer delivery riders who are riding these bicycles, delivering 40 pounds of groceries to each household. And that's stuff like milk and eggs and frozen meat and canned goods and fresh vegetables and fruit. So it's really just a real feel-good program. And to be able to deliver, there's this whole concept of the last mile of food delivery. Because if you think of all the energy and fuels that are consumed in transporting food, like I encourage people, the next time you sit down to a plate of food, think about where all that food came from and how much energy went into that as far as fuel and transportation costs. And so to do the last little bit here, nearly emission free is pretty cool. So that
Wow,
one's,
that is
yeah.
really cool. That's why I love having you on. I've seen pictures, I've seen TikToks that you've done of this huge warehouse where volunteers are working like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's like a beehive, right? And we're especially busy in the winter months with our volunteers. We have about 250 really dedicated volunteers, and we have this 12,000 square foot warehouse we work out of. I will say we've outgrown that space. So it's bikes take up a lot of space. And and we've really positioned our organization to have our volunteer season be October through March, kind of that season when a lot of people have tucked their bicycles away, but they miss their bicycles and they're open to coming and working on bicycles for other people.
Yeah, the amazing thing too is I've learned so much over the years that we've talked. You also have a website. You
Yeah.
also have like classic bikes donated, and so you
Oh,
have
yeah.
like auctions or sales too, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, we are really like a bicycle museum. So, but all of our bikes are donated. So it's incredible to think about all these people that give these bikes. And when the bikes come in, they all have a story attached to them, right? They've basically written a book as they've carried their owner from here to there, for years and years. And then we restore them, we shine them up, we put new saddles, new tires and tubes and grips and shine the chrome and do all this stuff. And then they roll out and they get to start writing a new book with their new owner. It's just a really cool process. And for a lot of us that work on bikes and hear the stories of impact and just things people have gone through with their bikes, it feels a bit like the bikes have souls. And but we in 2023 we started selling bicycles to the public. So we probably have the lowest cost in the state. I know we do, because we've taken that profit element out, and we don't have to buy our inventory; it's donated. So we just have to put a lot of labor. It's very labor intensive nonprofit, and we're a bit unique in that because we're in the trades and we're actually doing this physical work. But that's really been fantastic, and we are busier than ever. And we're going into our third year of doing that, and it's just been phenomenal to have an earned revenue stream as well.
Amazing. How can people lock in? I know you have a TikTok, but you also have a website. Tell us a little bit how people can figure out how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, probably the easiest ways are checking out our Facebook or our Instagram pages. So Bikes for Kids Wisconsin, our handle is Bikes for Kids WI. And then our website is bikesforkidswi.org. And there you can sign up for our newsletter, which is a really great way. Like if you want to really be engaged and you want to know when we have volunteer opportunities available, you would get our newsletter. It really only goes out once or twice a month, so you're not getting spammed by us. But it's a great way to stay in touch and be a part of this cool work that is really important. And bikes are so much more than just fun. They're transportation and a lifeline for a lot of people to be engaged in society.
I'm really happy too, and we talked over the years too how you've reached out to Native communities and how important that is. And we're going to take a break here in about a minute, but I'd love to talk about a little bit about that next segment.
All right. Yeah, that'd be great. And yeah, we really branched out in 2023. We made the decision to go statewide, and we really needed strategic partners. We're a staff of 3.5 people, and we are serving about 5,000 people a year. And so having these strategic partnerships were really critical, and the tribes have risen up and become one of those critical partnerships for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here with Kristie GoForth, Bikes for Kids Wisconsin, and we're going to take a quick break. This is Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
We are your relatives.
We are your relations.
Brothers,
sisters,
sons,
daughters.
And some of us are your grandchildren.
We are your community. Historically, we held places of honor and respect. Because of the impact of colonization, some of us are rejected, thrown out from family, friends, and community, set up as targets for sexual violence, sex trafficked, humiliated, tortured, and murdered. Everybody has the right to be safe. We are your relatives. Remember,
homophobia is not traditional.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovated Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Heart health is more than just the physical well-being. It represents like a foundation of vitality, resilience, and the ability to live fully.
Your heart carries stories of resilience, love, and survival. Caring for your heart means honoring yourself and the generations before and after you. It means protecting your ability to gather, laugh, and be present. Learn more about your heart health at hennepincounty.gov/heart-beats, because your story matters and your heart beats for generations.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and I want to be your next United States Senator, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I got to push that button and learn how to push that mute button. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Native Roots Radio, and we are with our friend Kristie GoForth, Bikes for Kids, Wisconsin. And Kristie, it's just, again, amazing work. I was talking to Wendy during break, and you're not only a great guest, but the great work and great energy that you give to the community. You're talking about me winning an award. I think you should win an award, really. Welcome back.
I think, you know what? We just got, that's a great segue. We just got nominated for Wisconsin Outdoor Business of the Year. That's through the Wisconsin Governor's Awards. And you know what? And it's through the Wisconsin Office of Outdoor Recreation. And that was just so cool. And, you know, we got to go over to the governor's residence for this ceremony. It was just last week. And we didn't come home with the award, but we came home with more friends and more partnerships, possibly, and it was just fabulous to be there and congregate with all these people working in our outdoor sector.
Boy, I worked in Wisconsin a lot the past 4 years, and I'm really going to miss, even though I'm back living in Minnesota, I'm going to miss the governor of Wisconsin. He was a stand-up person.
Absolutely. That just has to be a really hard job. It never stops. And he really, I felt like he led with heart and really gave it his all. And I think he served very well.
Yeah, too. And he was a former teacher too. So that's really good. So he's been boots on the ground and understands the plight of everybody in Wisconsin, not just, the people that write big checks.
Absolutely. And, so, I'm always thinking about issues that are facing our children or our youth. And, have you heard of nature deficit disorder? I'm amazed. A lot of people have not heard of that.
No, I haven't.
This is a thing. So our youth are spending less time outdoors than they ever have before. That's not surprising, right? They've been forced to be raised on these tech devices that are so addicting. And spending less time in nature and outside, it's having a major impact on not just our physical health, but our mental health. And, I honestly think this applies to adults as well who aren't getting outside. There's so much healing to happen out there. But we're seeing, of course, increased obesity rates due to the lack of activity. And then the being on the screen so much is really and not in nature is impacting our mental health. So increased instances of depression, anxiety, and all of those things. And so that's something I'm always thinking about. And so we started another program, it just started last week, and it's this guided ride series where the idea came to me when back in 2024, 41% of the bikes we distributed were first generation bike owners. So no one in their immediate family had ever owned a bicycle, which is like a staggering number, right? And if you think about how that plays out in real world, that means like a 10-year-old kid doesn't have an older sibling or a parent or a caregiver to teach them how to ride, outside of their neighborhood and navigate streets and really learn the rules of the road. And so we just launched that last week in partnership with some community centers. So there are 2 staff and myself and my awesome staff person, Ben, and then 2 volunteers. And we take a group of 15 youth and we take them for a 6-mile ride. And it's just it was so fun. I was just floating on clouds all weekend after that because they enjoyed it so much. So if you go onto our Facebook page, you'll see a big photo of that crew. It was 15 kids, and that was before we did our ride, and they were smiling then, and they smiled afterwards too.
So is there like I know here in the Twin Cities there's those bikes that you can rent. Is that a thing in Madison? And in
Yes,
Wisconsin?
it is. So we have the B cycle, and it's they're electric bikes. It's a program of Trek, and boy, there are a lot of B cycle stations around. They're e-bikes, so I think technically they say you have to be 18 and up to ride them. They're full size, so they're made for taller people. But yeah, that's a very robust program here for sure.
So you get charged, and is an e-bike
Right.
where they don't pedal, or
Nope, it's pedal assist, and they have they have the restrictor on there, so you really can't get those going. I think maybe 16, 17 miles is the top speed of the B-cycle program.
wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
they're
Yeah.
fun. It's great. You're missing that little leg of transportation. Your bus stops here, and you've got 1 mile or 2 miles to go. You can hop on a B-cycle and fill that last gap.
Well, and that's why I appreciate your program too, because it's free and it's getting bikes out there, and people
Yeah.
are pedaling and not getting assisted.
That's right. That's right. In this guided rides program, one requirement we had was that they had to participate in the bike giveaway program. So we would know that they had high quality bikes that were fully tuned. Because when we've done these group rides before, if that's not factored in, the kids show up with bikes with totally flat tires, or maybe they don't have any brakes, they're barely functioning. And so that's the one challenge with bikes, is they take continual maintenance. And so we are often trying to fill that gap. We do have other community partners here who do that as well, which is really awesome.
Yeah, everybody look up and support Bikes for Kids Wisconsin. And we're here with Kristie GoForth. Kristie, what else is going? You're our reporter today because Arvina is not feeling well, and
Oh,
you're you're a reporter here. What's going on in Wisconsin?
something your viewers and listeners might be interested in was here in Monona. We just had the Whitehorse International Sculpture Festival. So this is the second festival. It happens every other year, and they bring in artists from all over the world. This year there were 12 artists. I believe that's right, 12. And you can learn all about this at harrywhitehorse.com, but it just happened last week. So each artist arrives at this big park. They all get a huge log, and they actually get to choose what type of wood they want to work on. There's red pine, there's oak, there's maple. And then they have a week to sculpt. It's live sculpting in this park, and people are viewing and watching. A lot of them are using chainsaws. A lot of them are using chisels and a variety of tools. And so it just wrapped up, but the sculptures remain in this park for up to a month. So probably easily at least 3 weeks yet. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful park called San Damiano. It's a relatively new park in Monona. I was on our city council when we purchased this land that was owned by the Norbertines, and we turned it back into a park and into public land. It had been very private and mysterious for many years. But it's beautiful. So if you're in the Madison area, head over to San Damiano Park. It's right on Monona Drive, right on the eastern shore of Lake Monona, and take in these beautiful sculptures. After a month, they will find their forever homes, and they will go to local businesses like our botanical gardens and maybe a children's museum and such. So really a cool event. harrywhitehorse.com is where you can find the schedule and the information.
harrywhitehorse.com. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just was again, you just said you were a city council person. I did not know that.
Yes, I was. I served on our city council. Yeah, there are not many Native people who've done that. Arvina being one of them. But yeah, there aren't many of us. So.
Wow. That's amazing. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How many years were you doing that?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep, I served one term here. And it was the first time anyone had run for our city council that wasn't white. So really historic for this little town of Monona. We're about 8,000 people now. And, and I just really felt like it's an interesting community is that we're on this lake. So we're very bisected. We've got this very affluent half of the community, and then the community that lives more where I live, which is more in the urban area, and it's more, low income to middle class. And I just, what happens in a lot of communities is the more power and money you have, the more voice you have. And I wanted to run and represent the people who weren't being represented or who never had a chair at the table. And, I was really proud of my work there. I accomplished 3 big things. And that's getting Monona's first affordable housing complex. And that was on the Whitehorse property. So I was able to work with the Whitehorse family on that. And that's been a great addition to our housing inventory. And then I also got us plugged in with, of course, not just myself, but I was on our transportation commission and led getting us plugged into our larger public bus service, which is the Madison bus service. So that was really big. And then I also got our meetings available on publicly. When I started, the only meetings that were publicly available were the city council meetings and the plan commission. And there's like 14 commissions. And so a lot of things were happening and people didn't know. And if you didn't go to City Hall and participate, you just never got a chance to find out. So I got those to be publicized on a YouTube channel. And that was really important. I'm really big on more communications, always better.
Wow, congratulations. You should be getting an award. That's amazing.
Thank you. I did win the Citizen of the Year award in Monona, I think back in 2017. And that was because I caught a burglar in a building.
Wow. Well, next time you come on, I think we'll talk a little bit about that. But again, we're here with Kristie GoForth, Bike for Kids in Wisconsin. Please check it out. And thank you so much for coming on. And have a great day. And again, I love Madison and Monona. And
yes. Hopefully we'll see you when you come down this way.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to get some tires for Wendy.
Oh, great. Good.
Inner tubes.
Inner tubes, yeah.
It's some inner tube. Oh, yeah. So she can do some art. Fantastic.
That's right. Hey, we'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio. Thanks again.
Stay with us.
Oh, hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Culture prevents so many negative things from happening to us as individuals and as communities.
Strong roots begin with a healthy heart. For Indigenous women, heart health is part of caring for community, culture, and future generations. Even small steps can help protect what matters most. Discover ways to support your heart at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats, because your heart beats for generations. I heard sex trafficking happens a lot in Indian country. What is that?
Here are some of the real reasons why sex trafficking happens in Indian country. Unequal gender roles that were forced on us by colonization. Communities don't have enough resources. Silence around domestic and sexual violence. Lack of attention and justice for missing and murdered Indigenous people. There's a lot of behavior that keeps our communities out of balance. These are just a few true reasons why Native communities are targeted by traffickers. When these acts of violence happen in our communities, it opens us all up for exploitation.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Programming is supported in part by Health Partners. If you're age 65 plus and qualify for medical assistance, you may also qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. This all-in-one plan bundles Medicare, medical assistance, prescription drug coverage, and dental coverage into one simple $0 premium plan That also includes $0 medical copays. In addition to saving money, you can get lots of extra benefits and perks, like a dedicated care coordinator, up to $400 each year in rewards for preventative screenings, transportation, a fitness club membership, and more. This can help you live safely and healthy and independently. If you're a senior on a budget, transportation assistance can be huge. Plus, who couldn't use an extra $400 these days? Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
Celebrate America's birthday with popcorn. Their limited edition 250th anniversary gift tins are here and available in 1 gallon, 2 gallon, and giant 3.5 gallon sizes. Perfect for the backyard barbecues, lake weekends, fireworks, and summer gatherings. And don't miss their festive USA mixed popcorn bursting with cherry, vanilla, and blueberry flavors. Patriotic fun in every handful. Whether you're hosting the party or bringing the gift, make your 4th of July celebration pop with Popcorn. Visit Popcorn in Minnetonka or shop online at popcorn.com. Popcorn, celebrating 250 years of America, one delicious handful at a time.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Evening showers and thunderstorms possible with an overnight low of 67. Some thunderstorms could be severe. Then Thursday, sunshine with a high of 90. Add a little flair to the long Independence Day weekend with a wonderful meal from an Eat Local Minnesota restaurant. Check out the list of restaurants at eatlocalminnesota.com. You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. I'm Bobby Wilson. Witcha.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Howahhhhh. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Howahhhhh, and this is Native Roots Radio. Hey, we have our friend and my beautiful wife of 25 years. Woo. No, nobody said it would last that long, right?
I know, right? Exactly.
Shoot, and I appreciate you coming on and are talking about whatever you want, but I know you talk a lot about our sacred animals, and I really appreciate that because they are our relatives, and we need to protect them and be a part of one.
I appreciate that. Hey, everybody. My name is Howahhhhh. That means cares for them. And I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white clouds. I'm a policy volunteer for Humane World for Animals, formerly known as the Humane Society of the United States. And I work on animal issues at the local and state level. It's always my pleasure to do that. A lot of the work I do is outside my work with Humane World for Animals. And then I do other policy work with Humane World for Animals. So the one thing I'm going to talk about today is today's July 1st. And today was the last day that Riglin Farms in Blue Mounds, Wisconsin was going to be able to sell their dogs. So that's over. All the dogs are out. I believe, actually, I stand corrected. All the dogs will be out by August 1st, all of them.
Right on.
All of them, all of the dogs. Riglin Farms is closing down, and that's it. They're not going to be able to breed any more beagles. They're not going to be able to experiment anymore on any more beagles. They're not going to be able to sell any more beagles to any other research facilities, and it just warms my heart. So the next place we are concentrating on is Marshall Bioresources. This is a multinational facility in North Rose, New York, and that breeds tens of thousands of beagles for laboratory testing. And there's an event happening in September. I'm hoping there will be a time that I could maybe go to this event. But the event is activists, right? And animal rights groups. They're going to participate in a massive 207-mile march. And it's going to start in Albany, New York, which is New York's capital. That's Rwanda coughing. It starts in Albany, New York, and it go walking 207 miles to Marshall Bioresources facility in Wayne County, New York. So it's going to be a peaceful vigil. And the march will have a large peaceful vigil and public protest. Advocates gather directly outside the facility to demand the release of the dogs and an end to this cruel testing. So we're really working hard. We're going to take one facility on one at a time until they're all gone.
Did you say North Rose, New York?
Let's see. Yes. North Rose. Let me go back here for a second.
Yes. I'm looking at it.
North Rose, New York. Yes. That's where the Marshall Bioresources is. So you're looking at a map. Where is it in comparison to like Albany? Can you see that?
Right by Rochester.
Okay.
And right by Lake Ontario, which is amazing that they have a facility right by this lake.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering.
Lake Ontario is huge.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But it's going to be a peaceful vigil. No one is planning on putting, hazmat suits on and breaking the doors down and trying to get the dogs out. It's going to be a peaceful protest. And it's really all about bringing awareness, just like, everyone did for Ridland Farms. And the dogs are out now. People are sick of this. People are sick of these poor dogs being tested on for things that don't even work. There's other ways to, okay, Wanda, our poor dog, Wanda, she has I know I've said this to everybody, they already know, but she has a collapsing trachea. And, of course, we have the air conditioning on in the house. This weather right now is really bad for her. So anyway, once in a while, she just gets, I guess she feels like her throat's closing and she can't breathe. So she's on lots of medication. Anyway, she has calmed down now and she's doing okay.
I think one of the things that really was successful in Wisconsin that hopefully will be really successful in New York is getting the word out and giving these guys notice that we're coming.
That's right. Oh, they'll know. They already know. This is already a planned march. It's 207 miles. Now, you don't have to march the whole 207 miles. No, there are people who will do that. There are people who are signed up for that. But you could come in and go out, march for a day, just meet at the end at the facility. You could go for 2 hours. If they're walking, marching through your neighborhood, you could join in. We like you to sign up. So there's places to sign up for it. But yeah. So the facility, activists report that this facility holds an estimated 20,000 to 26,000 beagles at any given time. It's to supply federal agencies, universities, and pharmaceutical companies for deadly experiments.
How long has this place been around?
That's a good question. I could look that up. I don't have that information.
That's so heartbreaking.
It's
been around 50 years or 10 years.
I'm sure it's been around for a very long time. You're probably closer to the 50-year mark, but I could look that up and maybe you could Google that while I'm talking. But so we want these places closed down. There's different ways now that we could find out things and do research without torturing beagles or any other animal for that matter. Of course, the goal that we have, right, the advocates aim to shine a national spotlight on these practices and push for the transition to modern, cruelty-free testing alternatives. And we know that they're out there, except that these facilities with these beagles make millions of dollars by breeding these dogs, by people buying these dogs, by getting federal dollars to experiment on these dogs. It's a money-making business. And that's why it's still happening. So
there's got to be a law, because we talk about, even when we go on to outstate Minnesota, that there are all these hidden breeding places.
Yes, the puppy mills.
Yes,
there's puppy mills all over. In fact, Minnesota has a very large amount of puppy mills. You could go on a website. It's called Bailing Out Benji. Bailing Out Benji is an organization that's working on stopping these puppy mills. Of course, I have done a lot of work with Humane World for Animals and working on policies with our legislators to have change made here in Minnesota. Yes, but Bailing Out Benji, you could go on Bailing Out Benji, and it goes state by state. Yes, you could go state by state, and it will tell you how many dogs are in each facility. So you could actually click on a map anywhere in the United States, find out where the puppy mills are, click on it, and it'll tell you how many dogs are, approximately how many dogs are in that facility. So the puppy mills are there, and the dogs are bred over and over and over again. The puppies are sold to pet stores throughout the United States. They might sell them elsewhere, overseas. I don't know that. But, these poor dogs, are just, they're inbred. You go to a pet store and you buy dogs.
This is an unbelievable website.
Yeah.
There's 50,000 unaudited online sellers out there for dogs.
Yeah, don't ever go online and buy dogs from unlicensed.
Right.
Yes. And what else does it say there, Robert?
It's unlicensed facilities audited, 9,400. Active puppy stores, 529. 1,943 licenses with violations. And this is all from what is it?
Bailing Out Benji.
Yeah.
Yes.
3,200 state licenses, 1,977 USA breeders. And there's a map on there it's just scattered all
if you look in
over.
Minnesota, if you bring that up, if you scroll in and see Minnesota, you could see all the puppy mills. It's just, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So we're big advocates of please adopt, do not shop. We've been I'm saying that till I'm like blue in the face, but there are still people out there, no matter what, they want a specific breed, they go to a specific breeder. And you know what? The USDA really has crap for rules and regulations for these places. I mean, as long as the dog could stand up and turn around, that's like, and is fed twice a day and has water, like basic needs. The temperature is just, warm enough so the dog doesn't freeze to death, and the air conditioning's on just enough so the dog doesn't have heat stroke. I mean, the rules and regulations are really pitiful. They really are. And they need to change, and we just need to bring more awareness, and people need to just find out. When I was involved with the Riglin dogs and the facility, and we were talking about that, I can't tell you how many people said to me, like, I didn't know there was still dog testing in the United
At the University
States. Yes,
of U of M.
I know. It's just horrific. It really is. So.
And you know what? I like that you've been talking about things like this for over 10 years, because it really aligns with Native Americans. And we talk about all these beings being our relatives. So I really, really appreciate your work, and also bringing it up here on Native Roots Radio.
Yeah.
It used to be every day, but you
spreading
semi-retired.
awareness. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the semi-retired part. But yeah, just bringing awareness so people know it. And I talked about this before. It's a free app for your phone, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. It's called Cruelty Cutter. It's a free app. Put it on your phone, and when you're at the store, if you're at Walgreens or whatever, and you need to buy hairspray or deodorant, scan the barcode, and it will tell you whether this product is sold, was tested on animals.
I ran into a fan of yours out in the community.
Yeah.
And they had a they had a
cruelty cutter. Oh, that warms my heart.
I know. I thought I told you that, but I just thought of that.
Cruelty cutter. A lot. Watch the detergents, I'm telling you, and they really kill these dogs. They have tests where they give the dogs detergent to drink through tubes, and they see how long it takes the dog to die. Like, that's a test that they do with detergent. So like Tide is a big don't use Tide. There's so many detergents out there that work great, clean your clothes great, and they're not tested on animals.
So many great native leaders with the name dog in it, like Crow Dog and stuff. So again,
we wanna
big
take
peeny
care of
geeky.
our dogs.
Exactly. Hey, we'll be right back. We're going to be with Angie Vig,
Stay with us.
the Big Guitars. Howahhhhh.
Maintaining our health, particularly our heart health, is very important to us as a family.
Your heart gives you time with family, time with community, time to pass down what matters. Protecting your heart helps keep those moments alive. A visit with a healthcare provider can be one step toward a healthier future. Learn more at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats. Your heart health is essential because your heart beats for generations.
When we heal from our traumas,
When we face our fears,
let go of our addictions,
when we relearn our values,
when we live our teachings,
respecting our elders,
cherishing and honoring our children,
when we honor and take care of our spirit,
there will be no room left for sexual violence.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hi, it's Dr. Evan Adams, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio. Hey, Victor, you better be listening.
In this portion of the show, we'd like to bring awareness to our wolf and bear populations throughout Turtle Island. Say no to the hunts.
My favorite.
Right on. Hey, welcome back to Native Roots Radio, and we are with our friend Angie Vig of Vig Guitars, and really like to check in with you, Angie, all the time, but with the humidity, and I know you have all these great things that you need to do with your instruments and things. Let's talk a little bit about your business, and we'll get into like helping me with my guitar so it doesn't warp in this humidity.
Bonjour, everyone. Hi. Yeah, it's really thick and humid out there, and if you have humidifiers in your acoustic guitars right now, take them out. You don't want to over humidifying. That's the thing, and it'll start making the wood expand too much, so then it kind of starts playing weird, just like it does in the dry winter when it shrinks. So take them out. You won't have to put them in again until, I don't know, November, probably when you turn your furnace on.
I turned it on a little early. Hey, talk about your store. It's an amazing store, and talk about how people can find out more about you and come to you or check out your website or or how they get more information on you guys. It's just
Sure.
awesome. Look at those beautiful guitars in the background.
Oh, good. I'm glad you can see them. I wish everybody could see them. Yeah, stop by anytime. We're in St. Paul in the Midway area, 595 Snelling Avenue North. You can look us up on all the social medias. VigGuitarShop.com is our website. We're the largest repair shop in Minnesota, but we sell a lot of great used and some new instruments too, but a lot of used. Ted Handwines pickups, so that's our specialty here is hand-wound pickups, and yeah, we're just a really cool little shop.
Yeah, you are, and you have sell your in the last few years you've been selling a lot of cool swag and earrings and things like that too. So that's got to be exciting. People can pick up a guitar and maybe get a nice set of earrings.
Show people that you're snagged up. Yeah, I have my beaded jewelry here, and that's really nice to have my case here, because I go to all the shows and some powwows and stuff, but yeah, I always have it here. And I want to tell you a couple things today.
Do it.
So the Star Tribune, they put out the Minnesota's Best again, the contest, and we placed again. We placed silver this year, and so now that brings us up to 3 golds and 3 silvers since they started the contest, and we're just so happy that we placed again. And shout out to Eclipse Music and West St. Paul. They're a great little shop, and independent owned. They won gold, and then who won bronze? Oh, Schmidt Music. So they won bronze. So yeah, we're really excited about this. You'll find copies of these at different stores and places. This is last year's because I don't have the new copy yet. But it's a really good guide anyway for like if you want to find a new restaurant to go to or something. But yeah, so we're really excited about that.
That is huge. I don't know if you heard, I played the applause button here.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what button you need? You need a button. That's what you need.
Ooh. You know what, too? And another one, too, that I want to load is an eagle.
Oh.
You can hear them. So those two will be added on. That's a good idea. Well, so what's the other thing that you're going to mention? Oh, there's Hubby.
There's Ted. So that's Ted. That's my husband. He is
right on. Good to see you.
Pickup Maestro here. Pickup Wizard. Do you have any questions for him, Robert?
No, but you had another thing that you wanted to mention, right? Besides the silver award.
I want to mention, have you heard of Rock the Res?
Yes, I have. Tell us some more about it, though.
So Rock the Res is it's a 5-day rock and roll summer camp, and they have a couple of them during the summer. I think right now they're in, I want to say Pine Ridge or something. I can't remember where. They're somewhere in South Dakota right now. And at the end of July, they're going to be here in the Twin Cities, and it's a 5-day camp for all Native girls, Two-Spirit and LGBTQ plus youth. And last year I found out about it too late, and so I wasn't able to be involved. But I went over there and I dropped off like guitar cables, picks, strings, just a bunch of stuff that they would need for their camp. And when I walked in, they had all these stations set up. And I was like, oh my God, I want to stay here so bad. It was so cute. And it's just these little girls learning how to they have like kind of teachers there, and to teach them how to play guitar, drums, bass, vocal singers. Wow. And then at the end of the camp, at the end of the week, they perform. So they create a band or maybe a band or two, and they perform live. And I don't know exactly where that's going to be. I think I have an idea, but it's going to be in St. Paul anyway. But it's adorable, and it's so great because what they're doing is, they're really bringing the girls out of their shells, and they're really making sure that they have a voice and just instilling confidence and tapping into their creativity. And then also during the camp, they also do art, and they also have beading, and everything too. But anyway, they had asked for supply donations, so I'm going to be running a drive here, and that's what I want to talk about.
Yes.
New but mostly used instruments and accessories and stuff, but also like gas cards, grocery store cards, health and beauty supplies, makeup, because they're gonna be performing, so we gotta get them all snazzy, and then office supplies, art supplies, activity items, but I'm going to have a list on our social medias and stuff. But I'm really excited, and I already got a couple things that people have donated, like an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, stuff like that. And I'm so excited to collect more stuff for them because I'm really in support of this, and I'm going to be helping out too this year. So I'm so excited for this because they're so cute.
Well, please come back on and give me a push on social media or call me to get you back on before it happens. Plenty of time so people can come to your store and not only buy a guitar or buy some strings or buy whatever they need, but also donate. And then we can have more information about this too. So
I'll send you information on the contact because maybe you can have them on or have the organizer on to talk what it.
Yeah, we'll have you both on because you're excited, and we'll have you both on at the same time. That's what I'm talking about, people. Big guitars, and check them out. It's just, I love having you on. I love your husband. Just great energy, and you're award-winning energy too. So this is fabulous. One more time, how people can get a hold of you.
Sure. We're at 595 Snelling Avenue North in St. Paul, and we're in the Midway area. We're at Thomas and Snelling, and we're going to be closed obviously Saturday for the holiday, but we're usually open Monday through Saturday. Otherwise, stop by anytime.
Right on. Angie, thank you so much for stopping in and giving us great news about your store and about what's happening. Rock the Res. That sounds really great, and I'm glad you're part of it. And then also stop in and get some of those nice earrings and things that you make too at Vig Guitars.
Miigwech, Pinigi.
Right on. Hey, good one. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great evening. Howahhhhh.